in advance, I can be a little animated when it comes to doing my personal introductions. So,
Oh, no problem.
wait 1 second. The other end is not going. All right. Ooh. Okay, so it does look nice on here. All right. Excuse me. It's been a minute. It's been a long time. I'm making sure all the audio is working smooth, but we're live. But let me just get started with this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's been a long time. It's been a very, very long time. I'm on platforms I haven't used in a minute. I have not did a live stream in a minute, a vertical like this in a long time, especially for a podcast. This is your main host, Landon Strange here, the strangest villain on YouTube. And today I am honored, truly honored, truly honored, especially especially here with my guest, Jakai Tyler. I mean Taylor, excuse me. My southern accent is really coming out. And his mom, Miss Heather, who is also very famous on TikTok. And also, if it wasn't for her, this wouldn't have happened. So I really do want to say thank you, Mom. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, we saying thank you. Relax,
I thought
relax.
you were still chatting. I was just letting you finish your introduction.
Oh, I'm
We're happy
chatting,
to
but
be
I like to
here.
make sure it's interactive. I want to make sure that we both, how can I put this? That we're both, in mid conversation. It's more of like a southern hospitality kind of thing. Want to make sure my guest speaks as well. Don't want to leave him out. But
You
to
excited to be
start,
here? Yeah.
to start off my introduction, I have compiled a lot of notes and just to learn before I don't want to spoil Jakai's journey and I don't want to spoil anything. But for those who do know, Jakai Taylor, I'm sorry, my southern accent is really whooping me today. But Jakai Taylor is one of the wonderful kids from the Dordenbecker Freestyle Collection from this year. He has the Air Max 180 that released on January 25th, 2025. And is actually, after seeing the shoe, one of my favorite shoes. But we'll talk about that later. We're gonna go straight into the questions because I don't want to hold them up. We're just gonna keep it, family friendly and fun. So for those who don't know, for those who may not know you, can you introduce yourself and share a little bit about your background?
Hi, my name is Kai, and I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Okay. And before I get to the second question, Mom, How was that? How was that for you when you found out? If you don't mind me asking.
I usually get a little emotional talking about this part, but
Go ahead.
it
Oh,
was it was really hard. He had just turned 6, and I took him to the doctors a total of 5 different times
mhm.
within a matter of like a 2 month span, because I could tell something was wrong. And it was COVID times, and so
Ooh, okay.
couldn't just like go to an ER, and you couldn't just pop up at random places.
Mhm,
So I had taken him in 5 different times to the doctors, and they just kept saying it was something else, or it was this, or it was that, or it's normal.
mhm.
Um, it wasn't until the fifth time when I was yelling and at everyone and demanding some specific tests, and the doctor came back in the room, just minutes after us being there, and she said, "You're right. His blood sugar's 1,000." So
Ooh, okay.
it was
Okay.
it was pretty hard. At that time, we sat at the doctor's office for 3 hours while they attempted to find a hospital bed somewhere for him.
Hmm.
But due to the pandemic, 3 hours later, we were told, "Sorry, there's nowhere for him to go, and you can take him home."
Okay. Wow.
So it's definitely been a journey over the past 3.5 years.
And I know you're happy to still have him here and to be as healthy as he is now, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Oh, he's thriving.
See, these are the stories I want to hear, honestly and truthfully. before I even get into, the fun stuff, is just making sure that the journey is being told because we don't want to leave nothing out. So I'm grateful for
And
this story. Now, let's go into the second question. So, Jakai, what first got you into sneakers?
got me into sneakers was like I saw my dad had a bunch of sneakers and I really, really liked his sneakers.
Hmm.
And so I was like, I wanted to make my sneaker like his,
Okay.
something like his,
Okay.
and it turned out very, very good.
So, funny story. And because I missed the collection, I always look at the collection every year. And even on a teacher's salary, especially in Texas, it's not easy for me to get and fighting the hype beast and everything. But I actually got to see your sneaker in person last no weekend before last. They didn't have my size because I got a big foot, but they had a kid's size, and I was like, honestly, this is I really did like it, and that's why I'm grateful for your mom reaching out on TikTok because I was like, I did the other shoe, but I didn't see yours until I wanted to do it in person, and I'm grateful that you're here so that way we could talk about it. Because the second part of my question is, do you remember the first pair that made you fall in love with collecting sneakers?
Um, what were those shoes that Dad got? Like those white and tannish ones with the marble on the thing. You would have to ask Dad. He's had so many shoes.
Was it a
Yeah.
Jordan or was it a Nike
I
brand?
I want to say it's probably a Jordan. Yeah, it was
Okay,
a Jordan.
okay.
The white with like some tan trim around the sides of them. And
What?
there was like a green. There was a green logo like on the ankle. Green or gold? Green. Green. Yeah, green.
Rain on the ankle, Jordan. Ankle. Oh, was it like in a little bubble by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay, so it might be the 13s then. Yes, I'm a sneakerhead, and that says a lot. If I can guess the shoe just off of a visual image, so it says a lot. But let's let's take a little bit of time. Y'all might not see it on this screen, but for the people who are watching on other platforms, I'm gonna post a picture of the shoe.
And we do have a pair behind us here.
Oh, y'all do? Oh, thank you. Because, like I said, I couldn't get them because my foot's too big. But if you want to bring them out, you can. Because I'm gonna ask a few questions about them before we get back
Okay.
into the journey.
When he did his shoe with me, Beyond set him up with multiple pairs of shoes. That's sizes that he'll fit now, sizes he'll fit later. A signed one by a Seattle Seahawks. Um,
Oh, wow!
they just shipped. They just shipped the display case to him. That was at the the event that has the one shoe in it, and like a 12-foot by 10-foot poster of Jakai.
Now that's beautiful. I'm not even gonna front. That's actually beautiful, and especially for them to take the time out to actually not only give you a shoe for now. Oh, wow! Yeah, see, I saw them in person, and, and I didn't know it until after I looked at the review photos that they glow in the dark as well. And
Yeah,
I
the
honestly,
bottoms and when you take a picture in a certain way, the flash will show up and the lightning bolts will light up.
okay. See, I saw that in the photos, but actually seeing it in person, oh yeah. Oh yeah. They are nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. They are really nice. They are really nice. I had to get a better video, especially on my phone, so that way I could see it clear. But when I go back and look at it on the repost, it's looking really clear. So now that we have the shoes here,
I said, yeah.
with your Jordan Becker freestyle Air Max 180s making waves. What was the inspiration behind the design?
Um, so the inspiration was so I looked on like online so me and my mom could find an idea
Hmm.
of making a shoe. And I really like this one shoe, how like the colors like blended together from like darkest like purple to like pink.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to make mine like that, but with different colors, and it turned out like this, which I love.
Mhm.
What are the themes to your shoe?
Oh,
Yeah, tell us about that.
type 1 diabetes, Fortnite, and soccer.
Okay, so I played Fortnite and I played soccer a little bit in high school, and I wanna so let me see, where's the Fortnite inspiration on the shoe?
Oh, so you can see like all around the shoe.
Mhm.
So there's this thing called
Slurp.
slurp juice,
Yes, I know what you're
and
talking about.
it's the color of it. And then just to make it more fun, I put this like the bubbles for the slurp juice.
And
Okay.
Nike said that this was the first time ever that the
Bubble.
bubble has had bubbles inside of it.
Wait, real? Oh, for those who don't know, that is a new sneaker fact, honestly, because I didn't know that. Like,
That's
I
what we were
honest
told. That's what we were told the day that he got to see the demo model of the shoe when he got to model with it.
Okay.
That was months before it came out.
Of course,
That
of
it's the
course.
first time that there's been little air bubbles inside the Nike swoosh.
See, okay. And as a sneakerhead, that is something I truly do appreciate because it's the little details that matter. And especially playing Fortnite, and now that you said that, I have the slurp juice, I can really see the creativity behind the shoe. And I honestly now I'm kind of mad because now I actually do want the shoe and I'm gonna have to pay resale for it.
Oh,
But
I've seen some of the costs that they're going for now.
exactly, but a size 12 is really gonna hurt my feet. But honestly, for the inspiration, like if I can give a little detail about myself, most of the sneakers I buy have a story behind them. And so even with that, I try to have a story behind it. And if I actually do end up getting that shoe, my story with this shoe would be I actually got to talk to the person that made the design for it, and it was a wonderful story. So let's go to the next question. Let's go. Let me go down. I went too far ahead. All right. So how did it feel to be a part of the Becker freestyle program and see your vision come to life?
Oh, so it felt very, very good to know that like I would I would I would be the person to like do once in a lifetime thing to make a shoe, and I was very, very excited to do it.
Okay, that's good. That's mom. How did it feel for you? I don't want to leave you out.
It was so many like bittersweet moments, like trying not to cry when he's on camera and all those things. Just watching, from when the shoe started and it was a drawing, just like an outline of the shoe, a drawing that they sent to the house.
Hmm.
Um, to going, to the first time to the Nike World Campus, and I mean, they always made us feel beyond welcome. And him sitting there with his design team, because each kid gets their own design team from start to finish,
Hmm.
and he's feeling materials and picking out textures, and um, yeah. So then know the next part was another meeting where we like did some finalized parts to the shoe, like picking out, do you like this shoelace, this one, or this one? Do you like the ends to look like this or this? Or what if we
Hmm.
did this and this? So, I have in my phone, I have a drawing of the original, what the shoe started as,
Hmm.
um, to what it's become while working with the design team and helping him move the shoe forward.
Of course, of course. That is a once in a lifetime experience, honestly and truthfully. Like just to hear the story behind the shoe and how your input was met to your needs and you actually enjoy the moment of making that shoe.
And he got to put a lot of, personalized touches on the shoe.
Exactly. And not a lot of people get to do that. So that's a blessing within itself, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, like, the tongue, instead of it saying the Air Max 180, it says T1D for type 1 diabetes. Um, the inside of the shoe, if you put them together, they took his signature, which I have a picture of him drawing on the pad. They split it in half and put half the signature in each shoe. And then it has the Dexcom crest, slash soccer crest, I guess, with
Hmm.
the removable patches, because he changes his Dexcom on his body every 10 days.
Okay.
And he's sponsored by a company that makes some patches and does customized ones for him. So it came with customized patches that you can switch them out and wear whichever one you want with the shoe, if at all.
Okay, because we're gonna talk about that journey with like type 1 diabetes in a few. I just got a few more questions about the sneaker, and we're definitely gonna get on that because, of course, it's diabetes running my family as well, and taking care of my father who has diabetes is, I'm not gonna say an easy job, but it's just to see him still making it through everything he's been through and having diabetes. I know for a fact, like I want to get to that part of the story because I feel like that's gonna be important as well for this interview. So I'm very appreciative of just knowing everything about this, about the detail of the shoe. So let's get to my last two sneaker question based questions, and then we'll get into that. So we're not for the sake of the shoe. I mean, for the sake of the company and the sake of the questions, we're gonna stick with Nike. That way, I don't get flagged on anything, and that way, I don't get chewed out, just to be safe. But if you could collab on another sneaker, which model would you choose and the theme?
That belongs to Nike.
That
Oh,
belongs to Nike. I don't want to get chewed out.
I would have to go with Jordan 13. Is that Nike?
That's
Yeah,
Nike. That's still Nike.
Jordan's 13s.
See, okay. Now, if I'm gonna be a renegade. If it wasn't Nike, just for the renegade's sake of me, what shoe would it be? Because I really want to know. I feel like you had a better shoe in mind.
So when me and my mom were going through these questions, the first thing that popped up in my head was Yeezys because I really want Yeezys.
Okay. I see why I'm glad I chose the set of questions correctly. But if you don't mind me asking, which Yeezys?
Oh. Hmm.
Or if not, which Yeezys? I'll do it like this. Are they highs or lows? I'll go with that.
Oh, I love low Yeezys.
Okay. I can understand. I can understand. I have a love for them too, so I definitely understand especially the original pairs are so comfortable, so I understand. So that's interesting. Honestly, I could see somebody taking the time out their day and doing your idea that you have for your Dornbecker and making a custom version of the Yeezy material for it, just from a visual imagination. But my last sneaker question is outside of your sneakers, outside of that sneaker right there, what's your favorite sneaker in your closet?
Oh, so the Jordan 3s that my dad got me and my Lamellos.
Lamellos.
Sorry, what?
How do they fit? Like, are they comfortable on your feet?
Oh, yes, very, very, very comfortable.
He has 3 pairs, so yes, they're very comfortable. Um, and they're very good for people with wide feet as well.
My feet, then I can understand. All right, so let's go down to the journey. Your journey with type 1 diabetes. Mom, I know this is a sensitive subject for you, so if you want to chime in at any time, just let me know.
Oh.
I know you've been open about living with type 1 diabetes. Can you share? Well, we already did a little bit of sharing of the diagnosis, but how has it shaped your journey, if you don't mind me asking?
So type 1 diabetes had led me to like doing a lot of fun stuff, meeting with Nike, making my own shoe. Um, but my funnest thing about going on a journey with my diabetes is that I get to skip part of school for my diabetes.
At least you're having fun while doing it. That's all that matters.
Especially when he was in his NDA with Nike and, before we could talk about it and, they
Mhm.
want to know the reason why you're taking him out of school. And I'm like, I can't tell you. um,
Respectfully,
And
of
who
course.
your Nike event, who came to that?
Wait, who was it?
It was your nurse who's taking care of you?
Oh,
And who
yeah.
else?
I can't remember.
Miss who?
Miss Oregon?
Miss Oregon. So last year his teacher was type 1 diabetic,
Hmm.
and she actually became Miss Oregon. She ran in the pageant this year for Miss America. And so she came and got his shoes, and there was tons of pictures taken by Nike for that as well.
Nurse, first off, got she was there for your journey, so respectfully, shout out to her and shout out to Miss Oregon. Now, and see, I know we're on a 2 hour time difference. It's dark here. It's 8:20 here. It's 6 for y'all. So just I don't get me wrong. I love going to the West Coast. I just haven't been in a couple of years, but I do need to make it out to Oregon because that's very interesting facts. But if you don't mind, Mom, you can chime in for this one as well. What is one of your biggest have you overcome it daily?
Oh, so one of my biggest challenges was once when I went like super duper like to 39 and I got really really scared. Um I got really really scared that I would go into like what is it called, a coma?
Hmm.
Seizure.
A,
Oh,
a
seizure.
seizure.
Mhm.
And but my mom like told me to like not stress about it and that I'll be fine, that will be okay because they helped me.
That,
And by 39, he's meaning a low blood sugar, which
that's
that's
I conf-
extremely low.
that's what I thought. I
And
was making sure. I was not. I was making sure I didn't assume. Thank you for that because I wanted to make sure I was correct for the people who don't know. Okay. Um. So, how do you balance your passion for sneakers, school, and your health while managing your condition?
So what we do is like we think ahead of what we should do for soccer. So
Mm-hmm.
say that I'm starting to go low before soccer, what we do is we pause my insulin or put it in exercise mode and I get a snack. And for school, what we do is we set timers so I can stay so my blood sugars can stay stable throughout the day.
Okay. Okay. Well,
so
what?
they say that the average type 1 diabetic has to make approximately 180 more decisions a day than the average person. So for him, talking about sports, he plays competitive soccer, so year round. He
Hmm.
plays football and he played club basketball. And so we can't just go to the sports. We have to at least an hour ahead of time is, prep and decide what we're doing with the blood sugars, stopping the pump, how many snacks, how many juices do we have to pack or candy. Um,
Hmm.
Making sure his devices aren't going to fall off during the sport,
Hmm.
things like that. And at school, I mean, if it wasn't for his amazing nurse, I don't know if he would have gone to school.
That's understandable. That's and just thinking about that is like we talked on the email earlier about him doing sports and making the adjustment for the time schedule and just thinking about it is like year round that's a lot of this that's a lot of pressure on you, Mom, and of course on Jakai as well, but I know managing that you have to always stay alert if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes. So he has a Dexcom, which there's alarms that go off in his phone.
Hmm.
Um, certain people in our family and the school nurse follow him. So if his phone goes off, our phone goes off. And
Of
then we
course.
have something that's called a sugar pixel. So that goes off in the middle of the night. It's like a super loud alarm clock.
Hmm.
Um, so that way we're always seeing his numbers. We're always on alert.
That's good, honestly. That's really good because you never know what can happen, first and foremost. Like I'm gonna keep saying this, and I'm grateful for both of y'all still being on the show. We're not done, but I'm just grateful that y'all took the time out on y'all Friday night. Y'all could have been doing anything else in the world, but y'all here with me. So I'm grateful for that first and foremost.
No problem.
And getting to the last question, I think this question, when I typed it out, I wanted to know from both of y'all because Jakai, you're living with it as a young man growing up. and mom, you're basically helping take care of him. So I think this next question, I think I want to hear from both of y'all if y'all don't mind.
You want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay.
So my question is, what advice would you give to a young person dealing with type 1 diabetes who might feel discouraged?
Well, I love this one. So what I would tell them is like keep on doing like what you're doing, stay healthy. Like make sure your blood sugar's okay. Like yeah, and like keep in range with your blood sugars.
Okay. And mom?
I think the best advice, whether it's for a young person or the parents of a newly diagnosed kid, is you feel completely isolated and alone, and
Hmm.
nobody around you understands what you're going through.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I found my community in social media, um, like my
Okay.
type 1 family is what we call it,
Hmm.
because the people who are across the United States away understand what we go through on a daily basis more than anybody else. And I mean, the best advice I could give is at the beginning, it's hard. It's so hard. Like you don't stop crying. But,
Hmm.
eventually it becomes part of your daily routine and your new normal. And I mean, thinking back, it's only been 3.5 years since he's been diagnosed. But thinking back, 3.5 years ago, I was so scared, and everything was so new, and you just take bits and pieces from here and there, and you do what's best for your kid.
Of course. Thank you for that insight, honestly and truthfully, because we never know who's gonna watch or listen. Because I'm gonna have to break down the audio, of course, but you never know who's gonna be watching and or listening to this, and this might brighten up their day. So I'm thankful for both of y'all insights into this matter, and you might want to shout them out because your type one, your T1D family. Shout out to them because your community is what's helping you thrive right now. So we got to give a shout out to them. But
And say,
Thank you.
get before we close out. We have a few more questions, and we're gonna pick up the positivity a little bit. So outside of sneakers, and I know we talked about some of your other activities, but what are some of your favorite things to do?
Ooh, some of my favorite things to do are go outside, play with my friends, play soccer, football, basketball,
Mhm.
um, play video games,
Mhm.
and have fun. Oh yeah, and art. I love art.
Okay, okay. Never give up on anything you do, honestly and
Okay.
truthfully. That is the one advice I give because life can get hard, but as long as you keep your wits with you and you keep pushing, you'll be fine. You'll make it through.
keep working on that math you love so much.
Of course, of course. Don't skip out on the math. But
I love it. The only reason sometimes I want to go to school is because of math. Because I know we have like a long day of math.
future STEM, future STEM right here, ladies and gentlemen. Future STEM.
And then
Science.
after that,
Oh,
finish so fast,
mhm.
I get to do whatever I want
But make sure
since
it's
I finished.
correct though.
Yeah. Usually, what I do is I do more math after that. I ask the
Okay.
teacher to give me two problems, and I finish.
Nice. That's nice. That's actually really nice. But if you could spend your day doing anything with no limitations, what would it be?
Hmm. I need to think about this because I have a lot of
Top two.
time.
I'll make it.
Spend time with my mom and my dad, my family,
Oh, okay. Mom,
like the
that mean
whole.
oh the whole family. Okay. Well, mom, you know you're loved. At the end of the day.
Oh yeah, he's my best friend.
That see, now y'all got me cheering up. But we're still gonna be positive. We're still gonna be positive. Um, if is there anything, and y'all both can chime in on this one. Is there anything like a movie, a TV show, or a book that has really impacted either of y'all?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
So, a movie that inspires me the most is Red Panda, because in one of the scenes in Red Panda, it
Mhm.
shows a girl that has diabetes and she has a sensor on her arm. And then my favorite book and TV show, they're related, like they're connected, is the book is I Survived the Shark Attack in 1897. I read the whole thing in like 2 days.
Noted. Noted. Now I know. Now I know what I need to get into because if those two caught your attention, that's something that most of the fan base and everybody else who's watching should take a look into as well. What about you, Mom? We're not gonna leave you out. Oh, it's for you, Mom. Mom, you have the open floor. Like you're allowing this to happen. You have open floor. Don't if it's not shoe related, that's fine. You have the open floor.
I spend
But
most of my time like making videos with him and uh, then editing them through TikTok. So
of course, of course, of course. And that does take a lot of time out the day. I'm not even gonna lie, so I understand.
yes, it does.
Well, my last question before we get to the closing part is
No.
I want to make sure I say it properly. But if you could have dinner with any three people, who would they be and why?
Oh, so one would be Michael Jordan, the basketball player. Um,
Okay.
the second one would be, I would have to say, um, I would do. I'm thinking. I'm thinking on some good ones.
Take your time. No rush, honestly.
One and another one would be Lavar. No, no, I don't think that's how you say his name. I forgot how to say his name. Oh, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson
Okay, Lamar.
and Derrick Henry.
Okay, so two Baltimore Ravens and one of the greatest basketball players of all time. That is an honorable list.
His dad's a Ravens fan. He's from Baltimore. So
Oh,
Me
okay.
too.
you weren't born there. You were born here.
Yeah, but I love the Ravens.
Yes, you do love the Ravens.
I
See,
love the Ravens, the Seahawks, and the Eagles.
All the birds.
Not all of
all
them, just
bird
two.
teams.
Well, I guess there's
I
two
could.
more. I was corrected.
The Falcons, and something else.
I want to say the Cardinals, but I don't want to be wrong either.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's one. That's one, I believe.
Well, at
I have no
least the
idea.
Eagles. Hmm? I'm sorry,
I
Mom.
have no idea.
Um, well, at least the Eagles won the Super Bowl, so at least we can be
Yeah.
happy for that. And honestly, I can't even deny it. Like that's actually a good list, honestly. Besides MJ alone, great idea. But Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, that's honorable right there. Hopefully, we can get them to watch this when I put this on TikTok and make the best of it.
Was there a
But
football player who signed your shoe?
Oh, the the cornerback of the Seattle Seahawks,
Tyreek Woolen.
Tyreek Woolen. Yeah.
so that means you can't wear that shoe because it's already autographed. It's good. It's good.
So he actually made Jakai a video that they sent us as well, and the shoe's actually in a Nike custom made display box that
Hmm.
charges and it spins around and it has the glass covering.
Oh, yeah, definitely not coming out the box.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it until I get no more.
Of course. Honestly, live it up. You live it up, honestly and truthfully. But before we wrap up, I just have two and a half more questions, and it's just the closing. We're just gonna, bring it all back home because, like I said, this has been a great journey, and I don't want to hold up the rest of y'all Friday night. Well, my Friday night's pretty much gone, but I'm glad doing this either way, so I ain't complaining. But for and mom, you're more than welcome to hop in as well. What's next for you, and do you have any projects or personal goals you're working on right now?
Oh, so personal goals. My personal goals is getting better at soccer
Hmm.
and basketball and football. Cause if if club football is ever event invented
Available or
available
invented.
invented, I really want to go because I love football
Okay.
and math.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
includes
All right. And so the last part, I know, mom. I think this one's more related to you because that's how we found each other on the conversation. So if anyone want to keep up with Jakai, mom, and follow the journey, where do they go?
So there's, three social media platforms that we use. Due to his age, they're all under me.
Of course.
So we have a larger following on TikTok. So
Hmm.
it's under Type One Mama. The same as Instagram, same name, and then Facebook.
Okay. Okay.
I wish
And if y'all,
YouTube.
oh, I'm sorry. Say it again. I'm sorry. I cut off.
I, I wish YouTube too, but like we already have TikTok.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like I said, this was mainly going on YouTube, but I'm definitely gonna drop this and fix it up on to TikTok. So, mom, I'll definitely tag that into you.
Okay.
And before we head out, normally on the show, we normally say something not only uplifting, but just if you have any special message you want to shout out or anything you want to special say right now, this is my half question.
Mhm.
I remain the floor to y'all, and then give my message at the end. But the floor is y'all's. If y'all have any special shout outs, any special messages y'all want to say.
Oh, so one is thank you for like everybody for supporting me and taking me on this journey and like telling me like I can do this and comforting me.
Okay. What about you, mom? We're not leaving you out.
I would have to agree with Jakai and, for everybody who supports him, thanking them, as well as, the Type 1 community that we've grown families with, through social media platforms. I mean, we've made some pretty good friends. I've made the parents of the Type 1 kids, I've
Hmm.
made some good friendships, and he's even made friendships to the point that they all get online and play video games together from across the United States.
That's good. That's good. My closing message is honestly take time to check on your loved ones because at the end of the day, we don't know what anyone's going through until you ask. And even though they might not open up, at least just take the time to let them know that you're there for them because
Very
you
true.
never know how impactful that might be to somebody.
Very true.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have the wonderful family, the wonderful family here, Mr. Jakai Taylor. I said it right this time. My southern accent, my southern drawl did not get the best of me. And Miss Heather, the mom, the wonderful mom that brought this together. Thank y'all for joining the show. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No problem. Y'all have a wonderful night. We are signing out. Yeah. And we'll talk to you later.
Have a good night.
You two have a wonderful one.